baby. We sure are live on Twitch. Look at us.
Ah,
Look at
damn.
us, dude. Let's go, baby. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pushing Mongo Sports. You know what it is. It is the November 19th, Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a great start to your week. This is our first time on Twitch. So what's up, Twitch? How are you guys doing? Hopefully, we can grow a little faster on Twitch than we are Kick. I'm not sure. People always say that Twitch is the premier. So we're gonna find out, eh? So we are as of today, we will be live on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube daily. So Twitch, nice to meet you. We are going to be your new home for all your sports news, your sports gambling news. It'll be the front office and I most of the time, and then you got Dale. You'll meet Dale, Yitty Man. You'll meet our friends that we've made the last year and year plus here very shortly. But usually on Tuesdays usually on Tuesdays we do a numbered show. This would have normally been 72, but the front office and I have been doing some discussions and just trying to find ways to further the stream and make it more, just grow faster and do what up, Cole Peppers? How you doing, Gameplay Boy? Just make it smoother. And there's really no point if we're going to be going live daily, um, and giving you sports news of the day on the day. There really is no point of naming and numbering our Tuesday shows anymore. So this would be our 72nd show. So like I said, 72 weeks of pushing Mongo is what we're at right now. But we're everyday streamers now, baby. So that's just we obviously can't do 7-8 hours like all these other big dogs, but we will get you daily sports updates and daily news and daily sports bets. Twitch, we've got our if you guys scan that QR code up top, we got all of our socials listed there. We've got our Action Network page. We are on Action Network. It is a bet-tailing website, amongst other things, but we use it just for. We have a page that we post all of our bets on. And daily, we will give you guys 3 locks on our socials. Usually we'll post a graphic every single day with 3 money lines that we think are at least the most likely to hit for that day. And then if you follow us on the actual Action page and go to our page, we'll usually have more. Like today, we got 3 on our socials, but we got 5 or 6, I believe, in general. But they're all free, 100% free too. We've also got a Discord, so make sure you guys join our Discord, join the discussion, hang out with us if if we're not covering something or we miss something, or if you just want to start a conversation, that's the place to do it. Hop on in the Discord and have a discussion, man. But we are pushing Mongo, so nice to meet you, Twitch. And like I said, let's get right into it. Let's get into the day sports. Right now we got Cavs, Celtics, probably the best game so far of the most anticipated game so far of the NBA season. Wouldn't you say so? By the way, actually, before we start that front office, say hello to Twitch. My bad, dude. I'm almost like getting ahead of myself here.
Fuck, dude. I mean, I was upset that I wasn't going to get anything to say this whole show. I was just going to sit here for 2 hours and listen to you.
Dude, my
No.
bad. I'm
What's up,
just sitting
Twitch?
here.
What's up, Twitch? Yeah. I think Nick did a wonderful job explaining us what we're about, what we're here to do. Listen, if you actually want to win money, then you already found the channel to do so. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to lose your money and lose bets and not follow us on Action, by all means, like, please don't, like, avoid us at all costs, because all we do is win. Dale's cooking up some fire
Dude.
fucking Action bets every week, every day. Every
Dude,
day of
and
every
not only
week.
that, and the best part about it, this is my favorite part about it, front office. What up, Green? How we doing? Who ready for a big Tuesday? We are always ready for the big Tuesday. But you know what my favorite part is, front office? It's the time he takes to not only put the bets on Action, but he gives you the mindset behind the pick. You're not just, we're not just blindly telling you, hey,
Of course.
this is what you should bet, and you should just, trust us and trust it in our direction. We give you the mindset inside of a real deal degenerate. Okay, we're talking in the flesh degenerate. He's in the chat right now. His name's Green. He's over here at Kick. What up, Franks? How you doing, Sweet Lips? Bud is not here. I think he's gone, dude. Oh my goodness. Look at what is that Twitch thing you just, is that your face?
No, that's Craigasm. That's a popular Twitch emote.
Hey, thank you for the follow, Baby Bay W1 Sweetie. Let's go, boys. We're fucking in here.
Yeah, appreciate you. Thank you, Baby Bay.
We're gonna have to get some custom shits in here. I'm gonna have to learn Twitch, dude. What is this? Third-party events. See all your events in one place by adding select crowd control, stream elements, Streamlabs, and Throne events to your feed. Like, dude, we have obviously been on. This is obviously the big leagues over here.
Yeah, well, they've been around longer. And okay, wait. My train of thought has been fucking derailed. The reason that we put text up, I'm sorry. The reason that Dale writes lovely, informative, and thoughtful text to each one of his bets is because he's a true degenerate, just like you and I, chat, just like you and I. Okay, he knows when he's making a bad bet, and he'll tell you in the fucking, like, if you read it and he's like, hey, this is a bad bet, don't do this, I'm just crazy, maybe you shouldn't tail that one. But there's other ones that are gimmies that we find against the books, and we always look out for those. Dale's always on those, and he writes those in Canadian.
He writes in Canadian.
Oh damn, Frog, there you go.
Straight the fuck up, dude. It's like it's native to Saskatchewan, native to Regina, Saskatchewan, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, sometimes you have to reread it 2, 3, 4, 6 times, but you will get it. We promise. Franks, you can just comment wherever you guys want, because that's the lovely thing about some of these things we use. We've got, as of right now, it's working right now. Everything is pumping right into one feed, so we can see everybody's comments.
It's even fucking wilder. You can actually decide where you reply to. So I can reply to Twitch.
Oh right? Yeah, is that what that I little
can fucking reply everything but Kick, obviously. So that's
is that what that little drop thing is right there?
Yeah,
I see it. Yeah, nice, dude. Hell yeah, look at
Kick's a bunch of bullshit, so they don't let you do that. But
yeah, so we decided that it was time to hit the big leagues. We're gonna be doing this shit daily, and we're gonna be making this more of a day, more of a. I mean, we're going for it, obviously. What about here?
Everything. Oh yeah, that pushes it to everything. That was me.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so we're figuring that, let's try it out. The more the merrier. Kick has, been cool over the last year plus, but it's kind of been a slow moving over there. So, I don't know why we always kind of maybe felt that, maybe some of the stuff we were doing before we kind of leaned into sports might not have been too Twitch friendly. But we've, I wouldn't say we've grown up, but we have not. We have just kind of shifted our focus more from a pop culture altogether into sports. So that is what we are. So we're friendly. We're family friendly, baby.
Yeah. Well, did you ever play with like little lenses as a kid? You know what I mean? Like literally like glass lenses, where you can like reflect light. And if you reflect it through enough lenses, you get like an actual like little laser that's like really hot and burn shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we were playing without lenses like a couple months ago, but now we got actual like, industrial grade lenses. And we're focusing that shit straight down into like a melting beam of light.
Dude, yeah, we're fucking so hot that, I mean, all day today I had sunglasses on. It was fucking wild. Dude, yes, Tingles does have
life like that.
Tingles does have a sword, because he's always hitting us with, well, one, he's become a trusted member of this community. And he is, he's always sending us fire shit, and he's always having to leave the stream to go to Discord to post a link, and I'm like, let's make him eligible to just post those fire links right into the chat. So we knighted our boy, and we'd love to keep doing that. Like I said, we'd love to keep growing this community. I mean, hopefully on Twitch we can keep growing and make it even bigger and faster, because I mean, like I said, this is going to be your, we are here to inform and keep you updated on all these sports things. And it just keep you guys, entertained. I mean, so you guys are going to get all the sports betting, all the sports daily, Tuesday, Wednesdays for Twitch. You guys, it's going to be a little bit later on these, more like the 7 p.m. hour. But every other day, it's more, between 3 and 5 p.m. Whenever I can just get home and, get off my full-time job and then come home, and however long it takes me to fucking come through the door, feed my cat, and then hop online. So, but we're here daily, boys. So make sure you guys follow us on all those scan that QR up top. Follow us on all of our socials. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitch now. Let's get these Twitch followers up. Let's get these Kick followers up. We've kind of hit a curb on Kick. So let's get the ball rolling. Let's get these subs rolling in. So I was watching iLumpy on Twitch and it kept having ads unless I subscribe. Will it be like that for you guys or will you not? I truly have no idea. I know that you will have ads for everybody that you watch, I'm pretty sure, unless you pay for the premium subscription of Twitch. But I don't know if they throw ads on nobodies like us. I don't know if that happens or if they,
Yeah,
or
so it,
I don't
it
know.
used to be that if you had Amazon Prime, you got like a tier of Twitch that wouldn't necessarily subject you to ads. That's since changed. We do not have the ability to have ads on our channel, like turn it on and off necessarily. I don't know if it's partner or affiliate, like what their ranking system is called in order to get that. But you shouldn't have that at first, Franks. That's my understanding. Perhaps somebody could correct me in the chat.
We need to get a new overlay, dude, because now we just have this Kick one down here. I guess I'll take that off for the show. We need to get one down there that's got our shit on it.
Or just one that just says pushing Mongo
Just
Sports,
one that
right?
says pushing Mongo Sports. Yeah. Keep that image of our bets up until you must move it because degens like that just swing by and bets immediately tune in. Yeah, I mean, no shit. I mean, but here's what I was talking about. You guys are gonna get, he's giving you paragraphs underneath on what he, why he's betting these and stuff like that. So, here's the page. Here's to prove that we are not total idiots. I mean, at least we are above 500 all time, so we're not gonna lose you money. We promise. So yeah, make sure you guys go over there and scan that fucking shit and give us a follow. Keep that up till you must move it. Well, we're actually about to get into some shit, but I do have it. Anytime anybody's got the hard on for some bets, dude, let me know. I'll pull that bitch
Squared
right
up and
back
ready,
up.
baby.
It's ready to go. All right, let's get into some shit today. Well, I already started talking about the Cavs. So Cavs are at halftime now. Cavs are, looking to go 16-0. Obviously, best team in basketball. But a lot of people have said that this was going to be their first test, and that is tonight against the Boston Celtics. We got the We are in Boston. Cavs are in Boston. I believe the Celtics are 13-2 on the year.
Yeah. 13 or 14 and
13,
2. I don't remember.
yeah, something like that. So I believe they're second. It's crazy because like the fall off on the East this year is crazy. It is like it's like a few teams and then it's just absolute shit from there on down. 65-48 game at half. Evan Mobley's looked pretty good, looking aggressive. Jason Tatum has just been absolutely balling. They've been hitting
The
threes
whole
at a
team is hot, right? Like I said, I think before we started the show, they've hit 12 or 13 threes that half, maybe 14. That's excessive. Some teams hit 20 a whole game, 20, 25 a whole game. So you were, well above 50% of the average amount of threes made for a team in one half. That's just going to happen. Like we caught a team that's hot, playing well right now. That's okay because one, we're not out of it with the team that we have. And two, we're down a starter in Isaac Okoro. We're down some of our best bench guys. I think you said Karras.
Dean
Who
Wade.
else? D Wade. That's right. So really, our second team, our second line off the bench, especially our big defender and our distributor on offense behind Darius being out. This is a game that's going to be tough to win, and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. Nobody should overreact and say that we're frauds, but I'm sure they will.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all just depends on how you play in this game. I mean, right now it's not looking too good. Frauds no matter what. We're not, but I do think that if we can, this is a good game. Come out of half and make this stuff. Come out fighting and make this close. I don't want to lose by 20-25 because then there is room for that type of talk. So let's not get blown out. But right now, Celtics look hot. 11-3 is what they are. 4-2 at home. Yeah, they look good. This is actually everybody. The storyline around this game has been so much about the game that are like the records and the Cavs being unbeaten that everybody kind of forgets this is actually an in-season tournament game. And if you've been watching, you can tell by the fucking. I like those gaudy courts. I think they're kind of fun. That every once in a while they just fucking throw as much green on
Yeah,
the
you
court
think
as they
that fucks
possibly
up
could.
the players?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. I feel like dude, if you're making that much money, it better fucking not. I mean, you guys are, playing on blacktops and shit, and I mean, it should be all right. Maybe though. I mean, I definitely could see that.
Well, especially like I could see the Cavs one not being as egregious, but like that green, like that might throw off the depth perception a little bit. You know, because like the courts are normally like brown. You know, I'm sorry, like tan. So
Yeah,
like red's not that big of a stretch, but green that's totally different. You know, maybe not. What do I know?
yeah.
I'm just
Yeah, that
wondering.
might just be your autism, dude. I mean, I definitely, I mean, because I mean, the orange ball does. It's probably it might even be easier to see the orange ball on a green court.
Oh, that's facts. That's fact. Yeah, I was thinking more like I was thinking depth perception. You know, like you're trying to shoot, but I could definitely see it being easier to see the ball. You know,
Yeah, no, it definitely could be. I would like to know if that fucks them up because that is a green court.
I agree
But
as
yeah,
fuck.
we are all right. So wear green shoes so they can't see you traveling. Yeah, no shit. They don't see
Big
people
big brain.
traveling nowadays anyway. Um, we just kicked off second half, so 65-48. Cavs just forced a turnover on Jaylen Brown, so we got the ball moving back up. We'll keep you guys updated on that on the live score. But man, what a team! What a start this has been so far. Like I think obviously the Celtics. This is our biggest them and I guess the Bucks. But I mean the Bucks. Even though
I'm
we
not
beat
scared
the
of the
Bucks
Bucks.
twice, I'm not. You look, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm not scared of them. I really don't know. Like, obviously we beat them twice already, and they're not looking very good right now. But that's one of those teams that you just don't. Maybe in the playoffs, you don't know what they're going to look like down the road. I mean, they're 5-9. So yeah, look how bad the East is. It's like 15-0, 11-3 for the Celtics, and then it's
And
like
then
nine
just
and
drop
six,
off.
8-6, and then so everybody after the 4 seed is under 500.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm more scared of the Magic than I am of the Bucks. And not that the Bucks aren't a good team; they're just an older team. They're not very deep either, which bodes well because I think we are actually pretty deep team this year, and we have been in years past. But I don't know that we really use the depth that we had that well. Um, so obviously Boston is the competitor. I would even probably flip that and say we are the biggest competitors to Boston. They're the defending champs. But then I would definitely say Orlando is our next biggest test, and then probably the Bucks.
You guys are not last, Green. You guys are third last. The Sixers are last. So if everybody, that's something that's been a big story. The Sixers have been a clown show. Obviously, Joel Embiid not playing back to backs, and he's not playing hardly at all. Tyrese Maxey apparently yesterday they had a team meeting yesterday, or a players only meeting yesterday, and apparently Tyrese Maxey let Embiid have it, which is awesome. I think he does need that. I think look that team is so good. They just added Paul George, and obviously he's missed some games. So has Embiid's missed a lot of basketball, but dude, eh, they're
Yeah,
not
how'd you get
two and
worse?
11, dude. That is
How'd you get
unreal.
that much worse?
Well, it's all about effort, and that's why I think shout out to Tyrese Maxey, young star, up and coming star. He's not a Paul George or a Joel Embiid who've been around for a minute. Like he is hungry, probably the hungriest guy in this team, and a star. And he's like, dude, fuck this. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are you guys like? What like so hearing that he steps up in this meeting and he's like, look, Joel, like, what the fuck are you doing? Apparently, Joel's late to everything. He's says late to all team activities and everything. It impacts the locker room. He says, it's like, and even when he played, I saw last night, I think he played either last night or the night before, whenever he played last in the last 2 days, it was like his first game since his rookie year that he didn't shoot any free throws, so like, he's not even trying. Like, it's like he just looks checked out, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on? So it's really crazy to see the 76ers,
Yeah, no
2 and
effort.
11.
It. And this was a team that I think we've been calling to blow it up for a while, and they just haven't. They've been trying to run it back. Um, you know, I it's tough to say. Not even a month really into the season that a team's dead in the water and they should pack it up. But we really are about at that stage. I think. You might as well start trading some people, get something back for these guys, because 2-11 is just about as bad of a start, I think, as anybody would have guessed for this team. And like you said, Tyrese Maxey, good player. Paul George still has something. Joel, like on paper, they should not be this bad, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Um, that they are just underperforming so hard, and maybe they turn it around and they become scary by the end of the year, but you got to think that comes with effort, and if you're not having effort in the beginning of the season, I don't have I don't have high hopes for you turning it around at some point.
Yeah, they're fucking cooked. I would like to know if this is going to be, I mean, 2-11 is terrible. Obviously, it's pretty early in the season, but
Yeah, that's what I'm
um,
saying. Like, so it's
but
hard to
but
just write them off.
yeah, but you definitely, we're getting to the point where it's gonna be interesting to see how far they fall. It's gonna be interesting to see if they, if they can turn this thing around. If Joel Embiid, if this players meeting worked, who knows if the player meeting even worked? But a lot of the times, even if that doesn't work long term, at least kind of maybe it's like firing the coach. At least maybe light a fire into some people's asses
Jump or
and
two.
maybe get their shit together. And if Joel Embiid checks back in, I mean, Joel Embiid, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, I mean, them boys are they're not, I don't know if it's probably too hard, to come out of the East or anything crazy like that. But like, they obviously can fight back into a playoff spot, and I still think they could be a contender. I mean, they're not terrible. Joel Embiid is still one of the top, 3 to 5 centers in this league. Paul George
Yeah,
can still get hot when he needs to be, So I still think they're a good team,
yeah.
and the East
I
is so
think
goddamn terrible that they can absolutely get back in this.
100%. And Green makes a good point. He says basically they're going to have to win 12 or 15 just to get back into flirting with being okay. And with that lineup, like I entirely see that as a possibility. Like if you told me, that the is it possible that the 76ers win 12 of the next 15, or okay, maybe 15 of the next 20 or something, 14 of the next 20, I would say that's possible. You know what I'm saying? It would not be so shocking that I wouldn't believe it. Do I think that's going to happen? No, I think they're dead in the water. But with a roster like that, I mean, it's definitely a possibility on the table. Um, and so, like Nick's saying, if that players meeting works and you get people to buy back in and get invested, it could happen. But like I said, I still don't think it's going to. Just because it
Tingle,
can doesn't mean it will.
Tingle says Maxey's going to end up disgruntled, one out, and then lose a guy you want to be there because that. Yeah, no, for sure. And that's the thing. Like, at some point you've got a decision to make here. It's like Joel Embiid, like you said, went on when playing one of the best centers in the world, but he has never taken you anywhere that mattered. Never been to a finals. Never actually gotten you to where you want to go. Always just kind of been looked really good in the stats, get you to the playoffs, and then loses. So if you think Tyrese Maxey is that guy, and there's already rumblings of this, beginning of this year of Joel Embiid could end up getting traded out of Philly. So I think
Say
he'd be the
who
first.
would you trade?
Joel Embiid for sure. It has to be Embiid. I mean, Paul George. How many Paul George is on his however many teams in so many years. You
Yeah,
just signed him, so I think he's good. Tyrese Maxey's obviously here building around. Joel Embiid would be the first one out the door, and I think that's got to be the decision they make: is how long do you let this happen? Because at some point, like you said, Tingles, at some point, Daryl Morey's already got not the greatest fucking player reputation in the league as it is, and him and Joe, I mean, fucking God, him and James Harden hate each other. But I think that at some point the players got to be like has to feel some disdain towards the front office for even letting this cancer grow and like them not like cutting this shit when they had the chance. And it's like, at some point you're like, damn, what an unserious franchise this is. Like, get me the fuck out of here. So,
yeah,
we'll see. I mean, and I think that's a real possibility. But I would hope that the Sixers um, don't let it get to that point because I mean the Sixers. You don't want the East to be. I don't want the. I obviously want the Cavs to come out of the East. Dude, they're down by 21 right now. The Boston Celtics are just shooting at they're shooting 69% from three right now. Nobody's going to beat that. I mean, they're shooting 70% right now from the
yeah.
3-pointer. So
And Jay just literally ran down jogged down the court and pulled up and just fucking nailed one. Like, what can you do about that?
yeah, they've made their last 12 shots they've made. 10 have been threes, 2 have been 2-pointers. So it's just sickening right now. But anyway, I think that I'd like to see some more competitiveness in the East because there really isn't much outside of us in Boston and some of these the Knicks I think will be there and some of these other teams. So Yeah, we'll keep an eye on what happens with Philly and Joel Embiid. But shout out to Tyrese Maxey, man, for fucking for the old step into Embiid, because I think there's a lot of people that might not do that. So I think that is pretty fucking cool. Green, I'm trying to find this video that you're finding. I'm trying to find the QB this Maction highlight, but I can't find it.
Oh, that's a shocker. You're telling me that Maction highlights haven't made their way on the
dude,
interwebs?
Maction highlights are the only reason anyone does anything on Tuesdays.
Oh, uh-huh.
Maction action.
Who was the crazy bet tonight, Green?
Well, Kent State had an 84-yard touchdown against Akron tonight.
Oh,
Good Lord.
I've at least heard of them. Both teams.
So today we've got Northern Illinois versus Miami of Ohio. So we've got Miami of Ohio -2.5 tonight. Is who we've taken against Northern Illinois. And apparently Northern Illinois' quarterback just got shit rocked. So I'm trying to find the clip on that, and I can't yet. So Eastern Kentucky -7.5. Oh, is that a Maction game? No, that's basketball, right? Yeah, Eastern Kentucky versus, yeah, that's right. We bet against Eastern Kentucky versus Chicago State. I mean, that's degenerate shit.
Yeah, dude, that's the other thing that we give you guys. I mean, we don't just pick one sport. We have all sports. Any sport you can think of, we've probably placed an action bet on it or two.
Dude, Eastern Kentucky, we just bet 7.5 over fucking Chicago State. They just won by damn near 30. So let's go. We hit 1-1. The other one we've got not looking too good. So we actually bet Penn. This, you want to talk about, okay, that's not even the most degenerate bet of the night, boys. The most degenerate bet of the night is Penn State, or not. That's not even Penn State. That is Pennsylvania. The Pennsylvania Quakers versus the Villanova Wildcats. We have got money, actual real money on the Quakers, keeping it between 14.5 on Villanova, and that's not happening right now. They are down by 30 in the second half. So, those are the ones that we kind of leave for the real degens to go and find on our action page. We did not put that one on the today on the picture on the graphic that we shared on social. We had the Miami, Ohio, we had the Denver one, and we had Marquette and Purdue. So, actual real dollar bills on that game. So, we'll keep you guys updated on that. But man, once I find this Miami fucking Ohio thing, I mean, whose was it? You said Northern Illinois quarterback? Dude, I can't find anything. Twitter's like, we don't even care.
Yeah, dude, Maction what?
Damn, dude.
Nope, sure don't, Green. Don't have to bet everything, kids.
But if you're losing, you're never going to turn it around if you don't stop betting. If you do stop betting.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The only way to beat a downtrend is to keep fighting.
Well, if anybody finds that fucking clip, send it to us and we'll pull it up, because I definitely want to see it. I would like to see it, especially since we got money on the old action tonight. All right, well, let's move on here then. Let's get to the Jets. All right, today, Jets, stupid fucking piece of shit. I mean, they're the worst. They might be the worst franchise in football right now, truly. And we're Browns fans, so that's saying a lot. They fired Joe Douglas, GM, today.
What's my motto, Nick?
Yeah, bad franchises make bad decisions, dude.
Damn fucking right, son. Damn fucking right. Bad franchises make bad decisions, chat. Don't not ever. When the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning needs to be thinking to yourself, man, you know what? Bad franchises make bad fucking decisions. I don't know if you saw a list of the people that he has drafted, and don't get me wrong, he has missed as well. Right? Let's not make it seem like this has been all wins. But look at this list, though. He hits more than he misses. And that is
so I already had this pulled
clear.
up. So Joe Douglas, that was going to be my thing. My question on this was, so obviously they fired him today. They're obviously having a very rough year. I think they're 3 wins on the year, 3-7 or something.
Oh,
not good.
something like that.
Very bad. They get Aaron Rodgers back. We talked about it a little bit last night. They get Aaron Rodgers back. Things have not gotten any better. They fire Robert Saleh. Nothing got better. They take play calling away from Nathaniel Hackett. Nothing got better.
Three
They
and
go
eight.
get
Yeah.
Devontae Adams. Nothing gets better. It's pretty fucking crazy. I mean, and Joe Douglas is out. I thought your motto was spit on it first, or is that just that's an off camera thing. That's a life motto. Did you find out their record of the year? They're 3 and something.
3-8. That was right. 3-8.
Okay, 3-8. So they're fucking terrible. I mean, and obviously the hopes were to get Aaron Rodgers back this year. They shipped Zach Wilson out of town. They think, all right, we've got all of these guys that Joe Douglas has fucking drafted. Joe Douglas has put us in quite a position to win. We just need a quarterback, and they go out and get Aaron Rodgers. And like you said, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, which we're going to talk about here in a second, because I don't think Sauce Gardner. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, Sauce Gardner was a miss. Hot take, miss. He sucks.
Miss or he
sucks.
Checked out. He's checked out for sure, but I don't know if he completely sucks. I take him over Diggs from the Cowboys still.
Not a fucking chance.
Oh.
How many career interceptions do you think Sauce Gardner has?
Oh man, that's not really his game. I'm gonna say 2.
That's pathetic. 2. He has 2.
Is it 2?
Yeah, it's 2.
Oh wow, damn,
dude, he has no tackles for like his stat. Dude, he is washed. He is not good.
I mean, I would love to see like the completion percentage against him. And it might still be bad, but perhaps I have rose tinted glasses from his rookie year when I thought he did some good things. He strikes me as a player that once he's checked out, and it's GG's, and we can't start it up all the time. And I will say, not all of Joe Douglas's picks were hits, because you can say that about Sauce, that's fine. But he also drafted Zach Wilson. Okay, so it's not like it's impossible to hit on every draft pick that you have. But I think you look at this list and you go, he's hitting more than he's missing on those top 3 to round 2 to round 3 guys in the last 3 or 4 years, and that's insanely impressive.
So what would you consider a good year for a player in past? So what do you consider his game then? If it's not interceptions.
I think he's probably like, to me, he's more of a lockdown guy that forces the ball away from him. As far as like targets go, like to the players that he's covering. I'm with you that he's not a big impactful stat kind of guy. He doesn't have a lot of interceptions, probably doesn't have any tackles for a loss. Did you just say he had none for his career?
No tackles for a loss.
Yeah.
He has 1 sack in his fucking career.
Yeah. To me, he's literally like Darrelle Revis. You know what I'm saying? Like not really a stat sheet filler. Just a guy that you don't throw to because the guy he's covering is, not the best option on the play. I don't think he's like a Pro Bowler by any means, but I don't think I'd call him a bust. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying best cornerback or even top 5, top 10 in the league. I might even put him top 25, 20, something like that. But, he's definitely not a game changer. I will.
He's butt cheeks, dude. I mean, like I said, I'm reading a stat. So on August 31st, like he's getting beat for 32 yards. I'm trying to find like a combine.
Yeah, those are
stat.
hard to get.
But he fucking gets beat. I mean, because the tweet I saw earlier was bad. I mean, it's like he gets beat, dude. Like he's just trash. And to me, I mean, in my opinion, I think he's trash. But Breece Hall's nice. I don't know why they got Braylon Allen here. I mean, Braylon Allen, I guess they're just talking about who he's drafted. Michael Carter, I don't even know where he's at. Jermaine Johnson, Jermaine Johnson's nice. But Breece and Garrett Wilson, those are 2 cornerstone guys on the offense, and that is already more than what some people have. So, Garrett Wilson is a top 15, 20 guy. I think if he's, I definitely think he's a 1. I think he's proven since Devontae's been there. He's been, he's had a couple 2 touchdown games since Devontae's been there.
I think he's a 1B. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like in an offense that only features him, I think he struggles. He's not, I mean, and that's a lot of players nowadays, to be honest with you. But I think if you had, a guy like literally a great comp to Garrett Wilson to me is T. Higgins. I think Garrett's a better player than T is, but I think those two are closer than Garrett is to say like, Jay Jettas or, like Nico or Chase or, Brown, like
So
AJ.
here,
I don't think he's quite up there.
here's Sauce Gardner's metrics. Here we go. So he's snap share. He's got a 94% snap share, which is 24th in the league. He's in man 48.3% of the time, 31% or 31st in the league. His shadow rate is 41%. So I'm assuming that means, I don't know what that means. Shadow rate, I assuming he shadows the number one is what they're saying on that one, which is 55 targets allowed. So he 3.5 targets a game, which is 37th in the league. He's targeted 10% of the time, which is 8th in the league, 10.6% of the time. Average target distance. No, I mean, so we're getting really into it here. But here's productivity, target separation, which is usually a yard of separation, which is 6th best in the league. Receptions allowed, he averages 1.8 reception a game, so that's 23rd best in the league. Yards allowed, 32.7 a game.
Right now, I'm seeing that Sauce is, and this is PFF numbers, so it says that he's rated 52nd cornerback in the league. Like I said, I don't think he's great. I mean, what was he, a first or second round pick?
I think he was the 4th overall pick in 2022.
Okay. I mean, that's obviously too high for the product that you're getting from him right now. But a total outright bust. Like, I mean, I think he's at least a starter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think he's a starter, but I mean, like, he just gets smacked around like in more times than
that's
not.
rough.
And same as Trayvon
He's
Diggs.
lower than I thought.
I wouldn't even say. I mean, here's my thing. At least Trayvon Diggs, he's either going to get burned or he's intercepting the ball. I mean, I'd rather, and Sauce Gardner's getting burned too. I mean, I would rather not have either one of them, to be completely honest with you. But at least Trayvon Diggs, I mean, that is a hawk. I mean, that guy might get.
He's 90
burned.
right now. I just searched him. He's 90. Hey.
Who?
Trayvon.
Yeah, I mean, he gets blown up. I mean, there's really not anywhere else. There's no middle ground. He goes for the ball, and if he misses, you're going for you're going for 65 on a score, or if or he's taking it. I mean, the guy's a hawk for the ball. But yeah, I mean, they're both overrated for sure. But I think there are just so many better guys. I mean, like Sauce Gardner, like Denzel Ward should have a Buffalo Wild Wings sauce. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know his name's not Sauce, obviously, but like,
I'm with
he's
you
marketable and stuff. But like, there are so many other guys in this league that I think are better than Sauce Gardner. But regardless of that, the main problem here is the main question I want to know here is regardless of who these guys were fucking Sauce Gardner ranks, is this the guy that is Joe Douglas the guy that needed to go here? Like, is this the right move here?
No. Let me jump in and speak for the chat here and say that absolutely not. Joe Douglas was not the problem with this team. There is one fucking problem, and his name begins with an A. Ends in Aaron.
Well, I think Devontae's another one now.
100%. That was second. Adams. And I'm gonna, I've defended Devontae Adams, for a majority of his career. I still think he's one of the premier wide receivers in the game, but he is a diva, and he forces things to happen on teams that doesn't need to happen. Forcing his way from the Packers, forcing his way from the Raiders, just being a complete dumpster fire of a teammate and a headache for the front office, no matter which team he goes to. This team's problem is Aaron Rodgers. And I think they realize that too. From what I hear, I think they said they're going to look for a quarterback in the 2025 draft.
Well, I don't think. Even if Aaron Rodgers was lighting it up, I think it would be stupid of them not to look for a quarterback next year, to be honest anyway. But yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, I mean, it might be a little more than, I think Aaron Rodgers is the problem for sure. But I think, Devontae is a problem. I think the coaching is a problem now, because I think I don't think Robert Saleh was the problem. I think he was a pretty decent coach. Definitely had that defense playing. I think that defense has fallen apart underneath whoever the fuck is around that team now. I just think that altogether, I think Aaron Rodgers has come in and just basically torn that fucking franchise down from the inside in, or, from the inside out. And And this guy is just another guy that, he's just a casualty of it. And they've already fired their coach. Yeah, I see that, Tingles. 86,
Yeah,
84 for the
Tingles.
Cavs right now. Is Wilson still back up or he gets away? So Zach Wilson is actually backing up Bo Nix right now in Denver. So he got
Good for
traded
Zach.
to Denver, and even though Denver's not hot right now, they're over 500. They're looking better than fucking everybody that's got out of the Jets. Like Mike Williams is the latest guy. Shout out Mike Williams. Going to the 7-2 or whatever, going to the first place
Yeah.
Steelers and
Yeah.
catching a tutty in his first game and becoming
Well, don't
part of the
forget
offense.
Sam fucking Darnold. Sam fucking
Sam,
Darnold looking pretty nice over there in Minnesota. That's a Jets casualty that didn't quite work out. And I honestly think that if you put Zach Wilson in there, I know Bo Nix is a starter and he should be, but I think I think Zach Wilson could be doing some nice things for that team as well. At least better than what he looked like with the Jets.
well, the Jets, they have as of right now, November 19th. Aaron Rodgers has out of Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has the worst winning percentage as a Jet. So it's like it's unreal. Like it's they deserve that. So like and look, I know we're Browns fans, and we're most people would say, oh, we're getting what we deserve with the
Well, I'm
Deshaun
getting ready to
thing
ask you something.
and Jimmy Haslam and being scum and the trucker thing. And I mean
Yeah.
but so obviously we're throwing fucking rock, stones at a glass from a glass house. But it's like it's one of those things where it's like we notice it because we have our own to deal with, and it's
Yeah.
and
We see it too.
since fucking ESPN Graney wanted to stick his nose in the Browns business and make it fucking everybody make talk about the Browns being the making worse decisions in football history with Deshaun. Well, you are sniffing the ass, baby. You're right on our ass with Aaron Rodgers. So get fucked, Green. What's his name? What's Mike Greeny?
Mike
Mike
Green,
Green.
yeah.
Fuck you,
Yeah.
dude. So it is what it is. Damn, we got to win now. Jason Tatum just did a step back on somebody, hit a 3, and then said, "Get him out of here" to the crowd. So yep, we gotta win this game. 5-point game going into the fourth. Who was that? George Niang. God damn it.
Yeah, George, thanks.
But yeah, so I think that shout out to the Cavs. Dude, the Cavs bench is great, but he leads it toward
great quarter, boys. Great quarter way to come out at half.
But yeah, so we'll see. So shout out to Wilson and all these boys that got out of the Jets, out of that system and out of that fucking franchise before it became totally crashing down. Because I don't know where they go from here. I mean, I don't know
Burn it.
I obviously
think.
but like what picks do they have? Like what picks?
Oh man, I have no idea. While you're looking that up, I have a question for you and the chat. Since the chat listens to us talk about the Browns so much, would you rather have Andrew Barry or Joe Douglas?
I mean, probably Andrew Barry, honestly.
I think I'm split. I think I'm split. I mean, I think Andrew Barry is by far the better cap manager, and he's certainly a better like trade, in season, and like talent acquirer. But when it comes to drafting, Joe Douglas is by far the better drafter, like on paper.
Yeah. So in one aspect, basically.
Okay, but I don't think he's awful with the cap. I mean, maybe he is, but
no. I've also never. Yeah, I 100% green. I've also never seen somebody trade for a sour bitch wide receiver, run him into the ground for 2.5 years, and then trade him for a draft pick like 3 rounds. I mean, he's just a wizard. I mean, he is literally the perfect GM other than drafting,
which he's awful at.
But I wouldn't even say he's that. We've already gone through this. I don't even know if he's that awful. I mean, he's bad. He's had some misses, but we just did this with him.
Yeah, we did. I mean, maybe awful is not the right word, but he is definitely probably below average. Barry, but we're splitting here. I think that's where I'm at, Tingles. I said I'm split, but I think I'd still choose Barry, but I don't think it's like this foregone conclusion that
because like here's the thing, because realistically, let's just be realistic. Out of the list, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, Breece Hall, so out of this list right here, Braylon Allen, Jermaine Johnson, Michael Carter. So out of these 7 players, I'm literally like, you can throw away Will McDonald. You can throw away Braylon Allen. Actually, who is Will McDonald? If it's who I'm thinking
He
of,
plays on the defensive side of the ball. Is he a
if
linebacker?
it's who I'm thinking of, then defensive end. Okay, so I
Oh,
would,
defensive
so
end.
maybe I would maybe keep Will McDonald. Let's see what he's got. He's got 8 sacks, tied for 5th in the year. He's got 2 forced fumbles. He's 14. He's got
He's
14
a good
solo.
pass rusher. He's not very good at run defense.
Okay, so we'll for the sake of this, we'll just say we'll just say I'll take Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall, and I'm not taking Sauce Gardner. Like I'm not. Like here's my thing. Like if I had to draft a team and I needed a cornerback, sure, but if I'm like picking players off this fucking list to start a franchise, Sauce Gardner can suck me. Even if it's because the moment he decides he's done, he just checks the fuck out. I don't need that. So Sauce Gardner, blow me. So Sauce Gardner's not making my list. I know he's making the front offices, but Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall are literally the only people here that are like standout players. Sauce Gardner name wise. You go over to Andrew Barry.
Jermaine Johnson, I think he's pretty standout. Maybe not as big as the other guys, I guess, if that's what you're saying.
Jermaine Johnson's 25. I don't know. Is Jermaine Johnson really? He's got 0 sacks, 0 forced fumbles, 4 tackles
He's
on
a
the year,
safety, right?
and he's out, and he's on the IR. So what he's
Okay.
got? He's torn Achilles. Let's look. So he's 25. Where's his career stats? I want to see his career stats.
So last year he ranked out pretty well in 2023. He was a first round draft pick in 2022.
Yeah, 26 overall pick. But I
Yep,
mean, like, what's
26.
his?
Oh, let me see if let me.
All right, here's his career. So he
I see
has.
the number.
Okay, so he played 14 games in. Okay, so here we go. Defense. Career. He's got 10 career sacks in 3 years, so he's played 30 in 33 career games. He has in 33 career games, he has 88 tackles, 10 sacks, so he has 7.5 in 2023, none this year before he got hurt in the 2 games, 2.5 in his rookie year, 1 forced fumble, 1 I mean, he's all right. He's middle of the road. Like, he's not a game changer. That's for sure. I mean, 7.5 sacks, not bad, for sure. But this guy's not like a game wrecker by any means.
I mean, he might be the least talented player. Besides people we didn't name on the list.
So I mean,
I would take him over Sauce.
Okay, well, I'll take Garrett. Okay, just to make you happy, I'll take Garrett Wilson, Brees
You're not gonna
Hall,
make
and
me
Jermaine.
happy.
No, we're doing it. Jermaine Johnson. So I'm taking Grant Delpit.
Yeah. No,
That's
Grant's
a standout.
definitely the better one for sure. Joker.
Joker.
God, I always got to pull up these fucking draft.
I'm still putting. I'm still taking Greg Newsome. I really do think Greg Newsome is this year. No,
I'll take Sauce over Greg.
Let's see.
Not necessarily draft capital, but just player wise. Obviously Greg Newsome. I think we get him at 20, somewhere in the 20s in the first round or whatever. And then taking Sauce at 4. Obviously, I'll take it Newsome for where we got him, but yeah, I'd take Grant Delpit. I'd take. You can have Greg. I'd definitely take Joker. Obviously,
Martin Emerson. Taking Emerson.
Yeah, I'll give you Emerson.
I mean, because if we're talking about one good year, I mean, Martin Emerson. I would argue that Martin Emerson's best year last year was better than anything Sauce Gardner's ever done. But that would just be.
And maybe Cedric Tillman, although it's still kind of.
I'd take Cedric Tillman.
DeWand was a nice pick.
DeWand pick. Jerome Ford was a nice pick.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, look, Jerome Ford, when he had an offensive line last year, was not.
You're gonna take Jerome Ford or Brees Hall.
What up, W? How you doing, Jerome Ford? Oh, I mean Brees Hall, but we're not talking about. But I'm just talking about hits. I'm just talking about I'm saying Andrew Barry. I think has had better draft picks than then I mean Garrett Wilson would be the best one, and Brees Hall would be the two best. But Grant Delpit, JOK, total fucking game changer. So I mean, I
Yeah, it's
would
one of those things
they're
like
neither
one and
one
two
is.
might go to Douglas, but then like 3 through 7 might go to Barry or something, or maybe even you put Joker the way he started his career, maybe you put him at 2 or something. But
Yeah. So
it's
basically, all I'm saying is that when it comes to drafting, I mean, I think they're. I think Joe. I don't think Joe Douglas is the problem. 100%. I think that Joe Douglas was the only one that probably should have stayed in the entire fucking operation. But I just think that when it comes to Andrew Barry, you know, I mean, look, I've spent most of my his tenure as the Browns GM loving him, and I do think that he has missed on some draft picks, but like when you really look at it from like a big picture type thing, I think that I don't really know if he's that much worse than Joe Douglas in running in drafting, but he is like light years ahead of most GMs when it comes to abusing the cap and
no
trading
doubt.
and literally like every other way. So, I would almost not even be mad. Like, I mean, if you get rid of Kevin, you got to get rid of him. But, I don't know. So, but again, that's not even, Andrew Barry is not even I don't even know how we got to Andrew Barry. But, yeah, I think when it comes to the Jets, I think that the Jets have to get, that's the main focus right now. I think the Jets need to, um, this was a panic move, and to be completely honest with you, I'm not sure that they should have done anything today or anything for the rest of the year. They've already fired their coach. They've already fired, um, they've already demoted Nathaniel Hackett. They've already got rid of the quarterback. They've already, they've done all these goddamn things. They ship Mike Williams out, go get Devontae, all these crazy things they do, this year that I don't know what is getting rid of the GM week 12 doing for your football team. I don't fucking know. So I think it's kind of crazy that they made such a drastic move right now. This kind of maybe would have been a thing that you thought they had done in the offseason, or I don't know, but I really think that like we said at the beginning, I think Aaron Rodgers is the main problem, and I think that it doesn't matter who you bring in there right now until you get rid of Aaron Rodgers and him running the show. I think that the Jets can't waste this. We were talking a minute ago. Tingles was saying, Tyrese Maxey could just get tired of waiting on this Embiid situation. Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson, those are motherfuckers. I'm telling you, their rookie contracts are coming up soon, and I would almost I would bet any amount of money that one of those players is gone. I would almost bet my life that Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson both don't stay in New York, and you can almost blame the way they've handled things since they've come into the league to for that. I mean, last year they might not have been good, but Brees Hall was a literal fucking fantasy winner last year. He was a god just in football last year. And I think that uh, for Zach Wilson to be able to have that success with at least the stars, and then Aaron Rodgers comes in there and can't Brees Hall. I mean, it just looks like such a different team, and all they did was upgrade at quarterback. So it's just I really think they got to blow it up. I think we can all agree on that. I think they have to blow this team up, but I do think it was a weird decision to do this today. I just think it's kind of a spur of the moment. Week 12 on a fucking Tuesday. They fire their GM on a Tuesday morning, and then they hired a ex Brown. I saw that to replace him. I know that the new Jets GM is Phil Savage, who used to be at the Browns. So, if the Browns fired him, he's probably a good pick because they've fired all the good ones. I don't know if Phil Savage was. Let's see if I can fill it with Phil Savage, Browns draft picks. Let's see who he picked. But I do know that I would take John Dorsey back. Or Jim Dorsey. John Dorsey? John Dorsey. I'd take John Dorsey back over fucking Andrew Barry. Oh, Phil Savage drafted Joe Thomas. Oh, but then he traded for Brady Quinn with he acquired him with the 22nd pick. So yeah, fuck Phil Savage. So that's why he got fired, Brady Quinn. But he did draft Joe Thomas, greatest tackle of all time.
Definite Hall of Famer.
All right. Well, enough of the fucking Jets. I was trying to find some. Hold on. Sauce Gardner. I want to Sauce Gardner stats. I want to see him. What does he look like compared to like Greg Newsom? I want to know because I'm tired of watching Greg Newsom dance, but I do think he's been good in the past couple of years. Let me see. Where's PFF? God damn it. Two career interceptions. He's so they've tied in interceptions. Player grade. His player grade is 66. Is what Sauce is. Let's see what Greg Newsom is. 52.1.
Man, fuck you, Derek White.
Damn, they're like tied in targets. They're tied with targets. They're like the same player, literally. Yeah, Greg Newsom was a first-round selection too. Jesus Christ. Solo tackles 19. What did Sauce have? Solo tackles. No, actually, Greg Newsom has one more target. So 36 targets to 35, 29 total tackles. So yeah, I mean, like I said, they're like the same player. It's actually kind of crazy how similar these stats are. You all right over there? You got kind of quiet.
Oh no, yeah, I'm good. I was letting you look it up. I didn't want to talk and distract you.
All right, well, let's move on here. Let's I guess we should keep it in. Well, we already talked about Sauce Gardner being overrated because I mean that's my so I guess we scratched two of these off. We got Jets, we did that. Cavs. Obviously, we're watching the Cat. What is the Cavs score right now? Jesus Christ,
Down by
5 still.
5. Yeah.
Down by 5, 7.5 left to go. Doing a tip ball here. Darius Garland couldn't hit shit in the first rounds. That was just awful. But we are calling back here. This is gonna be a pretty good finish.
Yeah, 100%. The fact that we even brought this back and made it a game is impressive.
Yeah. All right, let's before we Tingles wants to know about you. Bring us. We can bring up the college football rankings. Did they come out today? Did they update them on Tuesdays or Mondays? When do they update? Or are they just
I
updated?
think it was Wednesday, but Green says the rankings are out.
Yeah, rankings are out. We'll move again. All right, we'll look this up in just a second. Before we get to that, I do want to talk about. We don't really talk about, which I only because it's not. It sucks. I hate to say it's not as popular because it's my favorite fucking sport. We need to talk about it more, but I guess it's because the Blues are just doing so bad that I just feel sad about hockey. But we need to cover it more here. And right now we are witnessing something in hockey that nobody on this stream, nobody watching the stream, like nobody on who's a part of the show, none of us, I don't think, ever would have thought we would have seen this. We are witnessing like true history. This is like LeBron breaking the scoring record in the NBA. This is, I don't think anybody will ever catch Gretzky in all-time points. But we are literally 27 goals away from Alex Ovechkin, 39-year-old Alex Ovechkin, from breaking the all-time goal. I mean, Gretzky's all-time goal record. And that is, when I tell you, I mean, that is something that like you don't ever think you're going to see. Like that's a record. Now his point record, we're never going to see anybody break that. I'm pretty sure I read something. I'm pretty sure there's a stat that like you could take away all his assists and he still is like the point leader by something, you just take away all his career assists. Yeah, he did get hurt last night and he's week to week. I saw that, which kind of sucks. But dude, what a fucking start he's on. Like I think he's kind of cushioned himself. He can kind of afford to miss a fucking year, or not a year, but a couple weeks. Like honestly, I mean, this guy, 39 years old. This man is He's got 5 goals in his last 2 games. He's 39, right? He leads the entire NHL in goals, got 15. Last year, he didn't score his 15th goal till February.
Damn.
Okay, it's November. 27 goals back of breaking Gretzky. And obviously, Gretzky, to me, there is not a better GOAT of any sport than, I don't think anybody's better than Wayne Gretzky ever. I just think Wayne Gretzky is the best team sport athlete of all time. I don't think there is any. I just don't even think there's a debate there. I mean, he's got 894 goals. Like, nobody's
How
ever
many
been as
years?
dominant as him.
How many years did it take Gretzky to get the like the amount of goals that he has compared to?
So Miami, Ohio 10, Millers, Illinois 0. All right, so here is the NHL record screen. So Wayne he played in 1,487 games. He had 894 goals. Alex Ovechkin's played in 1,444. So he's played in 43 less games than Wayne Gretzky has, and he's got 27 less goals. So depending on how much times he misses, he could beat that. But then you go over and you look at his fucking like overall stats, and he's just not. He's like 1,300 points behind Wayne Gretzky, to put it in, just to put that in like perspective for people out there. Like, that's crazy. Like,
As well.
Wayne Gretzky had 894 goals, 1,963 assists, 2,000. He had 2,857 career points in his career. Alex Ovechkin, well, Jaromir Jagr, I believe, is second. Let me look. Let me go by points. Yep, Jaromir Jagr is second with 1,921. So basically, like 900 more points than the guy in second place. So,
Like
and he
300
played
less games.
in 300 less games. So, I mean, in my opinion, obviously there might be somebody maybe I'm forgetting or whatever, but in my opinion, I don't think there is a better, and if there is one I'm forgetting of it, tell me in the chat or whoever. I don't know if there's a better team sport player than Wayne Gretzky ever. Like, you can obviously go Brady, but like, Brady stat wise, he's not even like the all-time pass leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that are like beating him in stats. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has the most Super Bowls, but didn't or maybe he did end up having most yards. Or did he have most touchdowns when he left?
He might have had it when he left, but I don't think he has it anymore.
Because I know Breeze. I know he beat Breeze maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, who's the GOAT? Okay, so you think like GOAT baseball player, you think Barry Bonds, who, obviously, see, I don't even know if, Jordan and LeBron are probably getting there, but like, I just feel like,
Oh, he is one. He's at 649, and Drew Brees is second at 571.
649. Okay, so he did end up with one. Okay, so yeah, so Brady started cleaning up there at the end for sure, but I just feel like there's always somebody right behind these people. You know what I mean? Like Brady, Breeze is not that far behind. LeBron, you could still, there are people who don't even have LeBron in their top 10, which is so crazy. But, LeBron, there's Jordan. Jordan's always going to have LeBron right there. Like Wayne Gretzky, it's like it's Wayne Gretzky and then everyone else. Like Barry Bonds, obviously you can say maybe, but, then there's Gretzky, or not Gretzky, Griffey and, Pujols, McGuire. There's all these other guys that, but I don't know. I guess, who do you think would be the closest one to? Who do you think the closest sports comparison to Wayne Gretzky is? Would it be Bonds?
I guess I'd probably put Tom there. I mean, the thing about baseball is that you kind of do it yourself, not always. And hockey's like a hybrid sport where you can do it yourself, kind of, but like you have to have a good team. Yeah, I think I'd put Tom there. Um, I guess maybe Bonds, depending on how Shohei shakes out. Maybe he really rises the ranks because he does multiple things.
Oh yeah, and if we're talking for sure, and I'm not even thinking about people like young starting now because like honestly, I think to be completely honest with you, I don't think we'll ever see anybody. I don't know if we'll ever see anybody ever get close to Wayne Gretzky's point record. But if anybody, if there, I don't know how far. Did I just exit out of that? No.
Well, the problem
Where
with
the
Shohei, I guess, is that he came into the league when he was like 28 or something,
I,
27. I
I
thought
want Sidney Crosby, not Sidney Crosby. I really think that
maybe like
what's his
24 or
face
something.
has a chance to do it. Fuck.
Connor McDavid.
Oilers. Connor McDavid. Duh. Yeah, I think Connor McDavid has a chance to maybe beat the goal record. He's so fucking special. Like Connor McDavid to me is the best. He's the best hockey player. He's probably the best all around hockey player we've seen since like. I mean, maybe Gretzky. Obviously Crosby and Ovechkin clearly, but Ovechkin, his goal scoring has always been, look at a lot of these guys in the top goals. They all got more assists. He's like the only guy that doesn't have, in the top four. Brett Hall didn't assist much either, but most of these guys have more assists than goal. Ovechkin's the kind of guy who he just scored. Okay, for example, Sid for sure. I think I've said this in the past too. I think it was kind of crazy that when they came in the league, there was always that Sid versus Ovechkin, Crosby versus Ovechkin, and like I do think Ovechkin's probably the better goal scorer, obviously, but all around hockey player, I'd give that to Sidney Crosby. But this is what
and Ovi has a pair of goals.
This is what Ovechkin has done his entire career. You can't fault him for it. He's already got one goal in this game, but he sits on this circle. I bet half of his goals look like this. Three-fourths of them. Just one-timer into the fucking, you can't stop it. You just
to the top earlier tonight.
Been doing it for years.
Like that. It's just, it's timeless. It's a timeless fucking shot. But man, like I said, it's just crazy to me. Like obviously nobody ever thought we would see anybody break the scoring record in the NBA. But this is one that when I think of Wayne Gretzky, I always just think of like untouchable. And to hear that somebody is coming up, especially Ovechkin, who's just been so just consistent over the years. Finally got his cup a couple years ago and stuff. So, this is kind of like this would just be the cherry on top for Ovechkin to pass Gretzky in goals. Power plays, no, it's coming to can't exactly like he and I think he uses a shorter stick on power plays too, with like a less of a knob. And he just fucking sits on that corner, and just as soon as it comes down, he'll drop down to a knee, and he will just piss missile that motherfucker. Pat, you just no chance. He's been doing it for
pretty
20
wild.
years.
Good for Alex,
dude. That fucking it really gives me the fattest sports boner that we're witnessing this, and I hope he's not out too long. Like I really do. I really hope that he's not out too long. Like Green said a minute ago, he had like a hip injury, he went down, left the game. And now he's week to week. So hopefully he's not out too long and we get to see him break it this year because I am assuming that as soon as he breaks it, like I said, he's got everything else done. So he's probably gone after he breaks it. He probably doesn't want to come back for another year. I don't know. Maybe he will. Maybe he comes back next year if he only has a couple left and that's it. Not looking too good for the Cavs, boys.
No,
I think George Niang out here shooting threes. Oh, Darius, good Lord. Yeah, I think we're about to lose one, boys. I think we're about to.
That's all right. We brought it back.
But we'll see. We still got 2.5 minutes, but it's a 7-point game right now. So, all right. Well, the really only thing that we've got left that I think we want to talk about today, it's not even like a hot topic or anything. It's just something that I've been kind of thinking about. God, Evan Mobley is just fuck. They call a foul? Oh, the sound on. Star ball. Okay, nice. All right. This is something that I was thinking about today. And a good character too, which NHL needs. Who's a good character? Connor McDavid, or are you talking about Ovechkin?
He's talking about Ovechkin. I always thought he was like, has he been beloved in his career? I kind of thought he was like,
I thought he would. Yeah, I've always kind of thought he's been a dick. I don't think a lot of people have
yeah,
liked him in his
that's
career,
what I
to be
thought.
honest.
I didn't think people really liked him that much. But
Yeah, I
everybody
don't
needs a
think
good
either.
villain story too.
See, I didn't think Ovi was a very loved guy. I thought, outside of maybe later in his career, but I do think that a lot of people didn't like him. Remember his plus minus? I think there was a time in his career. I don't quote me on this, but I'm almost positive there was a time in his career where they had to go back a few times and adjust his plus minus because he was like, there was a time in his career where he was just so selfish. Like he didn't care about, I don't think he cared about anything but scoring goals for a while in his career. And I think that, I think that, he was hopping off the ice on like odd man rushes and shit like that, trying to avoid the minus, I think, on his plus minus and stuff. So I think he's been at times been a pretty selfish hockey player. But yeah, I mean, but then again, who isn't? Which one of the goats isn't selfish? More not besides LeBron, the most selfless fucking guy in the world. But nobody's ready for that conversation. You guys are gonna miss that man when he's gone. Trust me. LeBron's talking about 1-2 more years. You boys are gonna miss him when he's gone.
Yeah, I think I saw like somebody, and it's just some NBA reporter, so probably not worth it. But he said he had next year might be his last.
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to play till the wheels fall off, is what I saw him say. Which good, he shouldn't. We all want LeBron to have life after basketball. Nobody should have to do that, and he's done enough in his career and made enough money that he's set
He's
for
paid his dues.
3 lifetimes. So. All right. Well, anyway, like I said a minute ago, what I was wanting to talk about, like I said, this really wasn't a big deal. It's not really like a big discussion or anything right now. But last night we had Monday Night Football. Pretty boring game, honestly. Houston turned it on at the end, but I'm not going to lie. Houston has looked beatable. I think CJ Stroud's having a good year, but 100% he is having like a somewhat of a sophomore slump. Like, I mean, they're doing good, but like their defense is keeping them in games, and Joe Mixon is keeping them in games for sure. And I think that his stat lines aren't really looking that good. Like, I think I've even got him in a fantasy league, and like he'll have lower pass yards, maybe an intercept. I don't even know. I think he had the big touchdown for Miko taken back last night, but regardless, they play the Cowboys. Pretty piss poor effort from the Cowboys. They did kind of hang on there for a minute, but Cooper Rush fucking sucks. The rest of that team, Micah Parsons didn't do dick last night. CeeDee Lamb did have a big catch last night. He looked like he was doing all right, but then there's video. I don't know if you guys saw that, but there's video of Trevon Diggs and CeeDee Lamb at a club last night. Like immediately after the game, they're at a club smiling and dancing and drinking and shit at some club last night. So that's not a good look. But their season's pretty much over. But my question here is, which I always say I have a point, and then it takes me 25 minutes to get there. But why are we watching Cooper Rush play football? Why are they not starting Trey Lance, who might not be a good quarterback, but they traded a 4th round draft pick for Trey Lance just a year ago? Yeah, 2000 on the eve. Let me Google it. Dallas acquired Lance, a 4th round pick on the eve of the 2023 preseason finale. After they 49ers were sure on Brock Purdy. So they go out and get a 4th round pick. Don't you think that like with a year gone down the drain like this, that you should maybe see what you've got in Trey Lance for a 4th round pick and what you can develop it? Like, why are we watching Cooper Rush play football?
I mean, I feel like the answer is pretty simple. Like Trey Lance either sucks or is not figured out the offense, and they feel like Cooper is the better option. I mean, if I'm Trey Lance, I'm probably trying to find a different career, but that's the fact of it at this point, I guess. He's obviously not, and I also don't know that he really fits into the Mike McDaniel system as well. I mean, I feel like you got to change your offense a little bit.
Well, they
whenever
don't.
you have
I
a
don't think
guy
they
like
have
Trey.
a system really right now. They're 2 and what? It's at the point, dude. Like, don't you think that they should just like at least see 4th round pick?
I mean, like obviously their system sucks, but it sucked with Dak, and I feel like Cooper Rush is closer to Dak than Trey Lance is. I think if you have Trey Lance, you really got to work in some, RPOs.
Right. But I think my point here is that who is trying to win games right now? They're 2-7 or 2-8. Who gives a fuck about winning games? Cooper Rush. I mean, like what we know what Cooper Rush is. Don't you think that the guy
Oh
you
yeah,
need time to put
I
your
mean,
the guy you traded a 4th round pick in for? Like would like I'm not I don't think right now is the time to worry about Cooper Rush fits Mike McCarthy's system at fucking 2 and 8. I think we should be thinking like, hey, maybe we should see what we have sitting behind Dak, the guy that we went out and felt we needed to trade 4th round draft pick for, to at least see if he can play football. I mean, what is putting him in there and losing another game? Nothing. So I just feel like I really doesn't make sense to me why they have Trey Lance or even went out and got Trey Lance if they obviously saw something in him. And maybe they got there and he's just so terrible that they're just like, we refuse to put him on the field. We've seen him on the field here and there. I just don't understand why, like, now would be the time to figure out, because what are we going to do? So we're just going to, you traded for Trey Lance, 4th round pick, and we're just going to never play him and then just let him go at some point? Or maybe like you say, okay, he's got a little game. We can trust him behind Dak, at least to sit him behind Dak next year when Dak comes back. I mean, I don't know. I just think that it doesn't really make too much sense that they're not playing this guy.
No, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me either. I just know what I think. Jerry, what do you say? They're circling the drain or circling the rim or something. So like, I feel like if Mike McDaniel goes out and does that, it's his job, which he's probably fired anyway. So you think he would do it, and just to see what Trey has. But I feel like with Jerry as an owner and just how that team goes, I feel like Mike McDaniels is saying that he feels like he has a better chance to win with Cooper, which it doesn't matter. You think you'd want to tank and get a draft position, but
Well, here's the tweet. I've been trying to find this tweet for about 15 minutes. Finally found it. Here's what gets me with Trey Lance. Trey Lance is so young. Like, it's like Anthony Richardson. Like, Anthony Richardson, like, I know he's super young, 22, but Trey Lance is younger than Brock Purdy, Bo Nix, Michael Penix. He's the same age as Jaden Daniels.
Is he 24, 23?
And people are just acting like he can't turn around or he's not even worth. Like, what is Cooper? Like, how old is Cooper Rush? I really don't know much about Cooper Rush.
28, 29,
30.
maybe 30. Yeah.
So he's 30 years old, and we've got this guy starting over 24-year-old Trey Lance, who you went out and traded for. That, like, again, like Trey Lance, we've seen him. I mean, we know that Trey Lance, his accuracy is not good. We know that. But he's got an arm. He's got legs. He's mobile. Like, he seems like the kind of guy, to me, I think he does kind of fit. I mean, Dak's probably more of a pocket guy. This Trey Lance is probably more of a, I don't even know if I call him a scrambler, but maybe just more of an improviser. Maybe is a good word to put it. That, he will scramble. Like, it doesn't take much for him to run, but he can stand there if he has it. But, like, Dak is obviously a less mobile guy who can move if he has to, but he's wanting to stand there and he wants to throw 350 yards every week. So, I do think that Trey Lance is maybe a little not quite that, but I do think that, like, he's got to be a little bit more mobile than 30-year-old Cooper Rush. You got to think. And like you say, he's 24 years old. Like, don't you think that maybe just like some NFL experience in games that don't really mean much, but you're starting, you've got CeeDee Lamb, you've got like maybe this is what he needs is some, because here's my thing. He never really got a chance in San Francisco either. I mean, it basically was, they sat him behind what's his face, Garoppolo, and then I'm pretty sure didn't he get hurt in like his first game or something? Because then he got out all year, and that's when they went and got Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I thought he got hurt. Well, Brock was already on the roster. Right? They took him in the last round or whatever, but they went to Trey, and then Trey got hurt, and then they went to Brock.
Right, and then Brock was just so good they never went back. So Trey never really got much of an opportunity anywhere. So I just, to me, like, and I'm not saying at all that I think that he steps in there and is a good quarterback. He might be dog shit. I say this about everything we talk about as far as like Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson may have just been fucking, which we'll close out with him, obviously. We'll get right into him in just a second. But, Anthony Richardson, he could have went out there on Sunday and just sucked it up again and just kept sucking for the rest of his life. And at least we were all in agreement. We were all in agreement that like, but it's at that point, like, what was the point? It's Cooper Rush is Joe Flacco. Like, what are we doing here? Like, say Cooper Rush goes out there and wins just some games. Now you're looking stupid. Now you're looking real fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like you might as well at 2-8, like maybe put Trey Lance out there and see what you got. Because I mean, again, Anthony Richardson, he could suck the rest of the year, but we were all in agreement that Joe Flacco didn't need to be out there. I mean, at least suck with Anthony Richardson, your 4th overall draft pick for the rest of the year. And then after the rest of the world has kind of watched him suck for more than 10 games, then you can, maybe the world can go, oh, we see why the Colts are giving up on him. But they sat him after 10 games and the whole world got, well, hold the fucking phone. You want to tell me that Anthony Richardson after 10 games is an NFL bust? You're out of your fucking mind. There's just no way. None of us are willing to say that. And I don't even know how many games. I would almost be willing to say that Anthony Richardson started more NFL games than Trey Lance at this point. Like, I don't even know how many.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's like,
I think Trey was a 3rd or 4th round.
He's played 9 career games.
Was he a 3rd or 4th round draft pick? Maybe lower than that. That's unfortunately what happened with Trey Lance, I feel like. If you're a quarterback and you don't get draft capital invested in you and you don't just have like a, the perfect opening, like.
No, he was Brock the number 3 overall pick, dude.
No shit, he was a 1st rounder?
I was going to say, when you were saying that, I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, no, Trey Lance was picked to be like a dog, dude. He was the 3rd overall pick in 2021.
Damn, I didn't realize that.
So you're looking at a guy who was taken 3rd overall. I mean, that's what I'm saying. People have forgotten about it. When Trey Lance came into the league, people were like, he is next. Like, people were like, he's about to be like, they've got their guy. San Francisco, I mean, they were, the QB class was dog shit. But remember, like, everyone was like, dude, they found a guy. And then quickly, obviously, that dissipated. He got hurt, and then, whatever. But, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know if we should be giving up on him, is all I'm saying. I just don't know if I'm willing to call this guy a bust after, like I just said, he's played in 9 games. And he's only started 4.
Yeah.
So he's played in 9 games career. He's only started. So if we were willing to like go to bat for Anthony Richardson, who obviously Anthony Richardson has flashed a little bit more, but let me tell you what Trey Lance has never had. And that was whatever the fuck 13 of 30 pass, whatever that dog shit Anthony Richardson stat was that we talked about like 3 weeks ago, whatever the fuck that was. Like, Trey Lance has never had. So I feel like Anthony Richardson has probably looked worse than Trey Lance has ever looked on an NFL field ever. And we weren't willing to give up on him. Obviously, he's 2 years younger, but he's already had more NFL experience as far as playing in NFL games. He's already played more. So it's like, I'm just not ready to get to be like Trey Lance sucks. And it sucks that I guess that he's in Dallas, because it's like, man, Cooper Rush just makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I mean, if I was the Cowboys, I wouldn't be starting Cooper Rush, but I made the case of why they still are. I mean, I feel like anytime Dallas is going to go out and play football, Jerry makes them have to play to the best of their ability to win, and I really feel like Mike McDaniels, Mike McDaniels thinks that his best opportunity is with Cooper, which sucks. I mean, I don't really know much of Trey's career. I was shocked that he was a 3rd round pick. I know that he went to San Fran and had a rough start, got injured a couple times. It's a shame that you move on from a 3rd round pick like that, and maybe he gets a shot with Dallas and he looks a lot better, because he was. I knew he was extremely young when he came into the league, and I don't know. I can't sit here and fight for Anthony Richardson to have a opportunity again, and not say that Trey Lance doesn't deserve one, which he does.
So he was 21 when he came into the league. So here's the thing: Trevor Lawrence was taken first, Jacksonville. Zach Wilson, obviously, we just talked about at length earlier. went to the Jets, and then Trey Lance went third, then Kyle Pitts, then Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Penei Sewell, J.C. Horn. I mean, this draft was stacked outside of quarterback. Here's Justin Fields. Justin Fields might be the best one. Well, Trevor Lawrence maybe, but
it looks like the most recent game that Trey had that he was a starter. He was 13 for 28. Only one pick. He did have 13 attempts for 54 yards, though. That's pretty nice. Honestly, I look at these numbers and they look like Anthony Richardson numbers. Maybe a little bit worse, but not like
for
that
real.
much
To me, I feel like they're the same players. Not same attributes, not same player wise, but as far as situation, as far as Trey Lance to me was a guy that was probably shouldn't have been taken third overall, just like Anthony Richardson maybe probably shouldn't have been taken fourth overall if you weren't wanting a project. And I think that he is just what Anthony Richardson is. He's a guy that has all the tools, but until somebody puts that motherfucker in the grinder and sharpens him down and gets him turns him into an NFL player, I just don't think he's going to be that. And I think that Anthony Richardson's the same guy, and it's just, but luckily for Anthony Richardson, he's kind of been thrown out there. There wasn't an injury, and even injuries he's had, they weren't super long to where, I guess last year he missed it, but they didn't go out and replace him. So he got lucky to where he got to come back, got another chance. And now, Anthony Richardson is Anthony Richardson, which we still don't know. I mean, he came back this past week, looked phenomenal. Super glad for Anthony Richardson, but it's one of those things where I really think that Trey Lance is a project, and I just don't think anybody's been willing to put the time in with him. And I think he goes out there and looks rusty, and they're like, well, put him right back on the bench. This is why he's been sitting there. It's like, well, no one has done anything since he left San Francisco to even try to turn him into a quarterback or like to start. So, I just think it's kind of wild that there's a 24-year-old guy sitting out on, send him to the Browns. I'll give you a 6th-round pick for him. He might suck balls, but can't be worse than DTR. So,
I just went and looked at all of Trey Lance's starts, and I would say he had one decent start as a game that he came in and actually started.
For Dallas?
No. It was his rookie year with San Fran. Well, I mean, he has 23 attempts, so I presume that's, he was 16 for 23, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He didn't rush that well that game. He was only 8 for 31, but like that was by far his best game as a starter that I've seen. The other 3 were pretty rough, but at the very least, he definitely deserves a shot.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well, let's move off of him. I've kind of, I'm not going to die on this fucking hill right now, so I will die. We'll move on to another hill that we were willing to die on, though, last week, and then we'll close it out with Anthony Richardson, who we've obviously been talking about for the last few minutes. But Anthony Richardson, like I said, when you don't give up on somebody, you might get paid. You might get repaid, and that is exactly what happened with the Colts this weekend. The Colts, have been on their ass for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however since it's been. Since they left Anthony Richardson in the dirt. With Joe Flacco.
I think it was mid-October, maybe the turn of the 1st of November, something like that.
Is the game that Anthony Richardson tapped out, and obviously caught a bunch of shit for that, which you can't be doing. Rightfully caught a bunch of shit for that.
100%.
Whatever. Obviously he needed to be disciplined for that a little bit, and maybe even suspended like a couple drives or something. But they flat out benched him. Said he wasn't playing good enough. They said that had nothing to do with it, which obviously none of us are fucking born yesterday. Had a lot to do with it. They turned to Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco comes in, plays horribly, and we were like, from the start, before he even took a snap after Anthony Richardson, we were like, what are they doing? Like I just went on for the last 20 minutes. Sitting your project quarterback that you drafted, who you drafted knowing was a project that you had to work on, and then giving him however many games last year, gets hurt, comes back this year. Or did he play all year last year?
No. He only played like 4 or 5 games, I think. No, it was less than 10 for sure.
Yeah, so he played some last year, comes back, plays a little this year, gets hurt, comes back. And 10 starts overall, and they take it away. They say, not good enough, not playing good enough. We think Joe Flacco gives us the best chance. And we're like, what does that do for you? Because again, if Joe Flacco takes you to the playoffs, and then you lose first round. Joe Flacco's gone. Now you've got two options. You give the keys back to Anthony Richardson, who has no confidence, or you have to go try to get one in this next draft, and now your draft pick's middle to late round because Joe Flacco just accidentally took you to the playoffs. We just saw that with the Browns last year.
Yeah,
so, like I said, we have been in dire ever since Joe Flacco left our team. Everyone is Deshaun needs to go, even though they are already. If anybody that wasn't already on that train has been on that train. We need Flacco back. Oh my God! And now it's just it's just been a fucking headache ever since. And people really truly think Joe Flacco is the savior of the Browns, and he was going to come back and be this world beater. And it's like he's the second string quarterback, and
you dumbasses,
you fucking dummies. So so it's literally just done nothing but cause disruptions. But sure as shit, Joe Flacco goes out there once again, lays a flat fucking tire, a fucking goose egg, just a dog shit performance. And they go back to fucking Anthony Richardson. Shane Steichen was just so impressed with the strides he's made over the last 2 weeks, which is so funny because it's like,
yeah, it's some bullshit.
Nothing has changed in 2 weeks, but Anthony Richardson gets the job back. Comes back in this week, 20 of 30, 272 yards, a touchdown, 106 rating, and then 10 of 32 on the ground, 2 scores on the ground, 3 scores overall, and we all saw him take that man's soul. I mean, we all saw
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's what you draft when you get a project quarterback. He had some games last year that you were like, damn, he could be something in this league, and he had a couple stinkers last year. And look at this year, I would say most of them are stinkers. But you get one good performance, and all of a sudden you're like, damn, okay, maybe he does have the ability if he can figure out how to be a little bit more accurate. And he was accurate, which was really cool.
Dude, 20 of 30. And here's this. I mean, if anybody hasn't seen this, I mean, this guy right here.
Yeah, this was nasty. Dude.
Just took a man's soul. I mean, just night.
Get the fuck out of here. The stiff arm and the truck.
Night is what that was. That was here. Here's a sleeping night. That's what that. Here's your blankie. Night. You tired? Night.
Get the fuck out of here. Jets dumpster fire.
Shoulder down right at.
Hold on, I was trying to pause it right when that guy dude, that guy's neck. Like I think he lost his neck. Look at this. I mean, you can't even see it. There's whiplash. His neck's broken. Like I wish I could hear the grunt. I want to hear the grunt that he made when he hit it.
And then puts his shoulder down right at the.
That's a man, dude, is what that is.
Yeah, 100%. But luckily, the bad franchise was forced into making the right decision. They
take down the Saints and they take down the Jets. Jets are kind of trying to come in here, turn things around a little bit, and that didn't really happen. Aaron Rodgers looked like shit. 22 of 29, 108. 2 touches. 114. No, he didn't look like shit this same. So I guess you can't put this one. But they didn't move the ball at all. 184 yards. I just feel like they didn't. I mean, 20. This was the game that started off 13 nothing, and they played well in the second half is what it was. So they came back in the second half.
It's the third or fourth quarter.
78. Yeah, Devontae had 6 of 72. Yeah, Devontae looked good. 7 of 43 for Breeze, 4 of 18. So Garrett Wilson was not really doing too much.
He does have a propensity to disappear at times.
Rough day for Jonathan Taylor. 24 of 57. Jesus Christ, a 2.4 average.
That Jets D is pretty solid. I feel like, especially at run defense. That's where they excel.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
As a Michael Pittman fantasy owner, has Josh Downs taken his job?
I mean, like as a number one receiver, is that like I still think whenever they line up, Michael Pittman's going to be like the X receiver.
He's the outside guy. I mean, he's the guy.
You know what I'm saying?
He's lining up as the one for sure.
But I feel like Josh Downs 100% is like better at what Anthony Richardson wants to do with the
football, baby. It's just
AR wants to roll out, chuck it, and like that's not really Michael Pittman's strength. He's
throwing it 15 slant. Yards over Michael Pittman's head as he's cutting across for the slant.
Yeah, every fucking time.
Josh Downs 38 yards downfield and it just lands in his arms. He didn't even try to throw it to him.
He's a track star. I mean, I think as far as like who's the better,
He's a track
like
star.
who's the better wide receiver? I mean,
Yeah, Pittman.
it's a toss up. But I like for this system, 100% Josh Downs fits better. I
Dude.
think if you took them both and put them on other teams, I think Michael Pittman would be the better receiver. But I also don't
Agreed.
think it's like a foregone conclusion that like uh, Josh Downs is like not just the better receiver. I mean, Michael Pittman's always going to do things better, but it's just
Well,
they
he's
play
just
a
got
different
the
game
body
than
as a number one receiver. I mean, Josh Downs is very much a scrawnier slot guy who's, Michael Pittman's the guy's who's going to go up and body you for a fucking, he can
That's
go up
Mike
for a
Evans too.
50-50 ball and fucking right, and he can come down with it. But
Legit.
there's really nobody else on that team other than Michael Pittman that can do that for sure. Because I mean, Alec Pierce has been coming on too, but that's a scrawny guy. But again,
Yeah.
he is fitting into exactly what. You got Michael Pittman kind of playing. I mean, he went 5 for 46. Not bad. 8 targets. He did lead the team in targets. Josh Downs
Pittman?
caught
Yeah.
all 5.
Or talking
So
about Downs.
So Pittman and Downs both had 5 catches, but Pittman led in targets. Pittman had 8
that makes
targets
sense.
to Downs 5. So Downs caught all 5. But Pittman's playing more of like, he's going to distract your guys while Pierce and Downs just
Yeah.
hit the gas downfield, and they're the ones getting the ball.
Literally, like the Mike Evans or like the Keenan Allen role. I think Michael Pittman can play down the field. He's not as good at it as Josh Downs, but I also think that the Colts don't really use like whenever they have Anthony Richardson in, they just use Michael Pittman as like a safety for him, and that's kind of stupid. Like I feel like you're not using your players to the best ability, and it's easy for me to sit here and say on the couch, but.
And I agree. I mean, I definitely think that. I think they've maybe just said, "Look, like Pittman, you're not you're not." I mean, he's getting 8 targets, but still, like you're more of like we know we don't need you. We don't need all 3 of our guys burnt. We know that you could probably go downfield and catch the ball. We know, but we also know you're not as fast as Alex Pierce and Josh Downs. So again, like you said, hang around 10, 15 yards downfield. So
And he probably have more sure hands is probably really like
right.
I think Pittman runs better routes than Josh Downs, and I think he definitely has like more sure hands. Pittman's one of the better sure-handed receivers in the league, and it's like if you have a quarterback that needs a safety read every time and every play, like you gotta that's the dude to do it. If you do it the other way and you have Josh Downs doing that, then you don't ever have the bomb plays, or the bomb plays require much more accuracy because you don't have a burner, torching the DBs and safeties. So
right,
that's all good.
Yeah, for sure. I just didn't, I've just been, obviously Joe Flacco fell in love with Josh Downs, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is just a Flacco thing, but man, it's kind of translating over, and yeah, I definitely think, I mean, like you said, you look at the long passes, and Pittman, his long is 20, but then you got Pearson Downs 39 and 31. So yeah, I mean, they're definitely the guys just chugging downfield and catching the deep ball. But yeah, I think the Colts are, I think the Colts are not as bad as they thought. I mean, I think if the Colts can start winning now, I mean, they're 5-6. The AFC is so wide open because there's so many dog shit AFC.
Yeah.
But, they're definitely not out of it. And if they can turn it around, I mean, they've got the defense, they've got the offense, they've got players. We've talked about this in the past. Anthony Richardson, if Anthony Richardson can turn into an every week,
he just got to be serviceable. Like I think as long as he keeps the ball. I mean, and I know that he's had some really like poor completion numbers weeks, but like to me, like the worst start that he had this season, I think was like the second or third week. Whatever week he threw 3 interceptions. Like that's the shit that you can't do and still win. You know what I mean? You have a 40% completion week. Like okay, that's obviously not good, but that doesn't unless you're missing wide open throws, which he does at times, but like unless you're doing that consistently every play, like those are the things that actually hurt your team whenever you're throwing interceptions and forcing balls into windows that don't really need to be there.
Yeah, I agree. So I mean, we'll see. It'd be interesting to see what the Colts are going to do and how they play going forward. This week they have got who are they playing this week? This week they have got the Lions. No, they've got the Lions.
Oh God.
Big test at Lucas Oil. So they're at home.
So it's a home game.
Yeah. Home game, 9-1. But you never know. This could be a trap game for the Lions. This is one of those things. What is the line? Okay, so right now Detroit -7 is the line, but tomorrow For anybody watching on Twitch who hasn't been here before, on Wednesdays we always do our week, kind of look back in the week, week 11 or the past week, and then we do our predictions for the upcoming week. We keep track of our record, so tomorrow we'll go over our last week's record, who was most accurate, and then we'll make our predictions for this week's game. So yeah, this one's Detroit -7. The over/under is 49.5. So
It's actually kind of a less spread than I would have thought.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a huge spread. Don't get me wrong, but like I feel like they always really favor the Lions, and that's kind of only one touchdown.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, that, who knows? I mean, that books have faith in Anthony Richardson. That might grow. That might not grow. Who knows? We have not gone up. We've been -3.5 for a day and a half, so I like that. Browns haven't gone down. That's good. But yeah, so we'll see we'll keep an eye on we'll see what the Colts keep doing. We'll keep an eye on them, and obviously every week we will update you on them, and we'll talk about Anthony Richardson. I mean, I hope he keeps doing well, and we obviously wish him the best here, and I'd love to see Anthony Richardson turn into a franchise quarterback, man. I would love to see that, and I'd love to see the I'm not a Colts guy, but I like all those guys. I like Pittman, I like Downs, love Jonathan Taylor, so I'd love to see those guys play and become and I'm becoming an Anthony Richardson guy kind of just by defending him so much lately. So I kind of feel like I have to ride that bus, and I'm kind of on the wagon. So I'm rooting for him big time.
Start Trey Lance.
Start Trey Lance. Before we get out of here, I do want to talk Thursday. We got Brown Steelers Thursday night football. That's so sad, but the only reason I'm bringing this up is today, Hard Knocks got to town. So I believe that in the next couple weeks, I think in December is when that premieres, but the Browns are a dumpster fire right now, and everybody's going to get to see it live on Amazon Prime up close and personal. Probably get to see our coach get fired on Hard Knocks, which is going to be awesome. Where you're basically going to get to watch us clean house on Hard Knocks. So love that for us. But they are in town right now, and they have started to film today. And also tickets, it's sad. The vibes in Cleveland are bad. I've been watching guys that are diehard guys that go every week, who are the hoorah, no matter how bad we are, guys who are. I watched a guy today put his Thursday night tickets up for sale, like he's like, I'm just, anybody want these? He's like, I just can't muster it. He goes, Brown Steelers, week 12, Thursday night football at home, and people are just not wanting to go. $39, you can go to this game. $39. This is in Cleveland, ladies and gentlemen.
Thursday night, like prime time game.
Now don't get me wrong, I think the Browns are going to win this. I do. I think this is the kind of shit they win for sure. Just the type of shit, the type of stuff they pull off. So, but who knows? But yeah, so Hard Knocks, be on the lookout for that. Very sad news.
Are we going to be embarrassed?
Yes. Yeah, I am. Right. We are, because I'm not gonna lie. I remember being so happy about this at the beginning of the year. I'm like, damn, Deshaun. We're gonna see Deshaun. We're gonna see Chubb after he comes back. Like, the vibes are good. Cooper, all these things are going good for us. And now we're just dog shit. I also saw Amari Cooper say that he, after this weekend, that was the first time he smoked. Shut the fuck up, Amari. Like, I don't want to hear that. And then I saw that Zadarius Smith said that, Zadarius Smith said, these guys are always here for each other. And then today, Amari Cooper said, you could tell how close this team is. They're hanging out 24/7, blah, blah, blah. Like, Amari, I don't want to hear it. Like, we don't need that. Okay. Like, stop.
Yeah. Shut your ass up.
But
you also don't have any friends. You know what I mean? You just got to the team. Of course, they're going to invite you.
Yeah, so it's kind of depressing. But anyway, it's going to get more depressing to be a Browns fan the weeks coming forward, but we will wait for that. So Thursday night, Browns Steelers. Hopefully, we are not the ninth win of the Steelers, and I don't know. Maybe we can all be happy as Browns fans for like a 3-hour period, and then we'll wake up Friday and I'll be back to reality, which is fine. But let's just feel some euphoria on Thursday and take home this win. But we'll be live twice before then, so we'll talk plenty about that. I think that wraps up for tonight, though, don't you think?
Yeah. Sounds good to me, boss.
All right. Well, guys.
Good show.
Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with this Twitch. I don't even know if I know we got to thank you guys to all you guys who went over and followed us on Twitch. I saw that most of you guys did. We did get a Twitch follower today. She never said anything, but shout out to Baby Bay W1 Sweetie, dude. Love that. So shout out to you. If you guys are on Twitch, if you guys are on Kick, watching us here on Kick, and you have a Twitch, go over and follow us on Twitch. Share us on Twitch. I know Twitch is a lot more accessible than Kick. Much more people have Twitch. So spread the word, man. Please tell your friends that we're on Twitch. Tell everybody we're on Twitch. I mean, obviously, I need to get new stickers and stuff made, but the Twitch logo is getting added to all of our stuff. Even today's Mongo Money Lines already got the Twitch logo added to the bottom. So I'll be getting stuff made up by that. We'll be spreading the word. We really, really need to push the Twitch thing hard just to let people know that we're here now. And then hopefully we'll gain steam here and we'll keep picking up. But you guys, make sure you guys scan that QR code, follow us on all of our socials. Make sure you guys follow us on Action Network, myaction.com, actionnetwork.com, at Mongo Money Lines. We're always giving you 3 locks a day that we're posting on all of our socials, and we're even giving you more. Today we got 5 or 6. So you follow us on Action, you're going to get the 3 posts on social, plus the extra ones that we've got in there, plus all of the descriptions on why we picked them and the mindset behind them. You're not just getting a blind pick or explaining to you on why we think you should make those picks. So make sure you guys head on over to Action Network, follow us at Mongo Money Lines. They've got an app. Just look for the green check mark. Make sure you guys give us a follow down below, hit that sub button, hit the notification button so you guys get notified when we go live. And we will see you guys tomorrow for our NFL Week 12 predictions. All right, fellas, see you tomorrow.
Peace, boys.
Sammy Sosa.